bit more, and this might be something, because this was only like 3 hours of work, which it's crazy how much longer these color ones take. But I was thinking about this shape, and what if I did it in color? What if, you know, the background is a cooler color and these grids are a warmer color, and how they would interact or clash, or maybe would it look like they're lifting more off of the background? So it is interesting to look back at these sorts of pieces that are in black and white and re-examine them in a new way and think, how could color affect how this piece is coming across? But yeah, but it is interesting, because when I started, you know, working professionally in 2014 or 2015, it was all grids, and then it became lines. And then, because I was a little bit over grids, I felt like I had pushed it as far as I could at that point. And then I think with lines, feeling the same way, and now being like, how could I move on to color? But then I've also found myself being drawn back to these grids, but in color. And then similar shapes I would have drawn using lines, and how would they look if these sorts of floating shapes were just transparently overlapping, as if they were made out of vellum or something. But yeah, it's been very interesting to feel and see that progression, because it was around 2019, I think, or around like the start of the pandemic, when I was starting to feel like there was something else besides lines for examining these shapes. And it just took a bit of work and figuring out for what was that thing going to be, some way I could still think about these shapes, but in something that felt a little bit more, I don't want to say challenging, but just that it made me use my brain in a different way, I think, instead of just, okay, same process over and over and over again. It's like, how can we think about these things, but in something that's a little bit newer and more exciting at the moment? Because I'm sure there will be a point where I'll be like, okay, I'm done with these colors for now, or not done necessarily, but I'm ready to move on to the next thing. But then I will like swing back, kind of like a helix, where it's like you're always improving and doing these different things, but you might be circling back to the point where it's like, oh, okay, these are the grids, but you're in a different place, but still thinking about the same sorts of ideas over time. So I expect this to happen a lot more.